So one is definitely being above the veil of consciousness, always assuring yourself, and the way that you would do that is by, feeding yourself with knowledge. And listen to lectures and seminars, or things of that nature, reading books, making sure you're abreast. The biggest thing that I always say read is the Bill of Rights, because the next one, it just falls in alignment with use their laws to win. And you're going to use they only apply their constitution to themselves. But when you understand that your Bill of Rights is where all your human rights are, and they infiltrate it into their constitutions, but they only apply the constitution to themselves. So when you go in the courts or anything, and you go to quote in the constitution, they'll be looking, they'll laugh at you technically. And so understanding who you are, and when you understand that constitution, when you understand those Bill of Rights, you will understand that everything that these people doing is a violation of your rights. But they're not doing it, they only doing it because you continue to allow them to do it. And they only do it because you have not, if you don't assert your rights, you don't have any. And within their system, you don't have any rights. And they know this. And you should know this by now, especially if you're 18 or whatever. You should know that. That's not their responsibility. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. You must know that you don't have any rights in their agencies, in their court, in their systems, or dealing with them, period. And so that is something for you, not for them. And they will tell you that all the time. They have no remorse. They're very heartless and emotionless about that. And so you have to understand that for yourselves and your families and things of that nature. And so, yeah, I'm a big advocate of being able to assert yourself, because, I remember the last time I was going to court, they were doing so many different tactics that I didn't understand. And I was just like, okay, well, what is this? They sent my registered mail back, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was crazy. And then, when I got to the point where I was objecting with the judge, I had bailiffs coming towards me. Now, this is why I say always assert your rights first, because once you put them on notice, and sometimes you have to say it 3 times to make sure that they're hearing. Don't say I reserve all my rights, waive absolutely none. No, let the record reflect, and for the record, let the record reflect that I reserve my rights and waive absolutely none. Let the record reflect that I reserve my rights and waive absolutely none. For the record, I reserve all my rights and waive absolutely none. And so you're making sure that you're making a record of letting them know that you're putting them on notice that, you're asserting your rights. And if they're violating your rights, they're going to have to adhere to that. So, and once you do that, everything else you got to be aware, because everything else will distract you. Because I had guards, like I was objecting with the judge, and she was saying all this kind of stuff or whatever. And I'm like, I object. But then, they were catch you off guard, because then you'll have like guards, the bailiffs, they're coming towards you like, oh, you can't speak to her like that, or we're going to arrest you for contempt of, contempt of court and all this crap. And you know what I mean? And if you fall into the fear of that, because they have to, especially if they're doing this in front of a lot of people, they have to disarm the people. And so they're going to put on the scene, they're going to put on the show, and you have to be aware consciously of what's going on. This is why I say you have to understand the duality, what's going on. Just because what you're seeing with your eyes, it's usually a fraud. You have to pay attention, be spiritually aware of what's going on spiritually. And this is why you have to pay attention to the cues that the judges are giving you. I say what the fuck I'm going to say, and then I get the fuck out, because I know once I set my rights, you have to abide by all of my human rights. Legally, you have to, right? And so these are different strategies that you can use, and you use these with the IRS and anything. When I get on the phone with the IRS, the first thing that I say is, listen, I don't answer all of them questions that they try to give you. Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? I'm like, listen, my name is so-and-so, so this is what I'm calling on behalf of this person, blah, blah, blah. Before I speak to you, what is your name? I'm getting their name. I'm getting their agent number, and I'm saying, listen to me. Just to let you know, I am recording you as well. And then I say, hey, let the record reflect that I reserve all my rights and waive absolutely none. And this will shut them down as far as giving you like all of the different they like giving you the like this spiel, especially when you owe a debt or you owe some type of you have some type of penalty and things like that. This will put them on notice of who you are and things of that nature. But when you are conforming to all of the things that they're saying, right, you are just only reassuring them that you are in their jurisdiction, you are this this entity, this legal fiction, and you must abide by their rules and their authority, because you're under their jurisdiction, you're under their authority. And so that is one of the biggest tips that I will give, and these are the strategies. So use their laws to win. That was number 3. So 1, you have keeping yourself above the veil of consciousness. Always be true to yourself. In all things, seek truth, because once you're aware of something, you can find a solution. You can understand, like you understand that there's a solution. Is there a problem? There's a solution. But only when you are above the veil of consciousness are you able to even articulate that there is a problem, so that you can find a solution. So that's number 1. Number 2, always understand that everything is in duality. Everything is a duality. As above, so below, as above, as within, so without, so the universe, so my soul. Understanding the 7 hermetic principles. There's actually 9, but we're going to say 7 because, whatever. But when you get deeper and deeper into your awareness and your as you grow, you will understand that it's a 9, because it's in alignment with numerology and things of that nature. Science is in alignment with spirituality. Spirituality is in alignment with science. And 3 was win with their laws. And you have to the basis of what once you start understanding the Bill of Rights, that is the number 1 thing to understand. Once you understand that, you will understand everything else, and everything that they're doing, they have violated your rights. Even from the time they arrest you, whether it's for traffic court, whether it's for whatever, arresting you for a debt, putting you in a jail for IRS debt, that is all against your rights. So when you start understanding and you're reading all your human rights, and you start understanding, you will understand that everything that they're doing in their agency is against your human rights. But if you don't assert your rights, you don't have any. Guys, the sites will be completely back up. I'm working on them. I promise you they'll be back up. But we are at lawfulsolutions.co. This week I should have at least a few pages done on the website that will be back up. You can order and book your you can have a corporation in 24 hours. Corporation LLCs. We are state countrywide. We are COVID-19, and so we are in this midst of this pandemic, and so state agencies are backed up. They have low staff because of course everybody's trying to have minimum capacity and so forth. And so book your strategies, book your services. You can consult with me. I am taking strategy sessions. At this time I am doing, business formation, LLCs, corporation, S corps. I'm not a fan of S corps. I do speak very fluently about them. I'm not a fan of S corporations, but for those who are in alignment with that particular venue of, recommendation, or, who is most beneficial to those people who are in the public. Yeah, those are options. But I'm personally not a fan of S corporations if you are saying that you are in the private or you are falling under the jurisdiction of a human. So I don't recommend those at all. Ask Wesley Snipes why, ask Lauren Hill why, ask anybody who's ever been anyway, that's all I have to say. The sites will be back up, guys. I thank you for your patience, thank you for your support, thank you for your attention, and I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. We will be up completely all digitally, and you can book all of you can get your paperwork, you can get paperwork, legal docs, lawful docs, and of course booking your services, strategy sessions, and so forth, of all of the things that we offer. I appreciate your time and your attention, and thanks for subscribing, liking, sharing, and anything that you have done to support us digitally. I appreciate. Peace.